Welcome, friends, to another Wolff Responds. This time I'm going to present Wolff Responds in 3 episodes, and this is the first one. And it's all about the elections and the economics that are being promoted or promised by the candidates of the two major parties, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And I don't want to be understood as saying there's no difference between them. That's not my position. There clearly is. But most of the big differences are on issues like abortion, guns, and things like that are not so much economics. But recently they have offered their economic plans. So I wanted to talk about those where the differences between them are smaller, to be as polite as I can, than they are in other areas where their differences are greater. And even in economics, there is something of a difference. Donald Harris, what a slip. Donald Trump wants to extend the tax cuts from his time in office, 2017, which means, as usual for a Republican, he wants to extend taxes that favor corporations and the rich. That's what most Republicans have been doing for decades. But to be honest, that's what most Democrats have either allowed or also done in their time. Kamala Harris has a different proposal. She actually wants to tax people at the top a little. It's not clear how. And there's where they agree, maybe not to tax people on the tips they earn, or maybe not on the Social Security they get when they retire. But that's about it. The other changes are small and not so different one from the other. I think it's fair to say that on the three great issues of economics that confront the United States today, what we get from Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is mostly a massive dose of silence. And that's what I want these three Wolff Responds to talk about. The first one, right now, is the problem of instability. Our economic system is unstable. Now, you can call that the business cycle. Makes it sound less horrible. But here's what it means. On average, every 4 to 7 years, the economy tanks. Millions of people are thrown out of work. Hundreds of thousands of businesses go belly up or get smaller. We go through a very hard time. Tax revenue to our cities and towns and states goes down, so they can't afford to help us in important ways just when we need it most. A strange way to organize a system. It's a roller coaster. Inflation now, recession then a boom, then a bust. We have all these words for the what? The instability of our economy. Right now, as we head towards this election, the whole wonder of the world is, will we be going into a recession this month, next month, early next year? Will the inflation we just suffered come back to whack us again? What are we talking about? We're talking about a system whose instability is a threat to every person watching this video. Your job, your future, that of your community, that of your children, all of that is going to be bounced around by an unstable economic system. By the way, it has a name. It's called capitalism. It's been a roller coaster instability ride for centuries. The real economic question before us is, are we going to continue to live our lives never knowing from one 4 to 7 year period to the next whether we're going to be hit by an inflation or a recession? We watch as our government helps us get out of an inflation only to worry about the recession, or gets us out of a recession only to worry about, oh my goodness. What we need is a leadership from either party, better from both of them. What are you going to do about the instability that we live with? That's a really important economic question. And what have the candidates to say about the instability of our system? Nada, zilch, nothing. You know what that means? It means they don't want us to think about that, and they don't want us to talk about it, and they don't want us to be critical of them, neither one nor the other. There's an unspoken conspiracy of silence. And you know what that teaches us? That neither of them are dealing with that problem or are likely to. And that's a problem. If you got two political parties, both of whom are cheerleading for capitalism, then they will not show us, let alone deal with, the huge problem of instability that this system presents to every thoughtful voter now and right up until November. If interventions like this on issues of the day strike you as useful, please share this video with friends, neighbors, associates. That's why we make them. And of course, if you see fit to help us do so, send us a contribution at democracyatwork.info. It's easy to do, and it'll allow you to partner with us in that way too. Thank you.